Now understand what is the concept of self-balancing ledger. Be attentive everyone. See, first of all, normally in a business, which are the maximum number of types of accounts you would have? In any normal business or big business, normally which are the type of accounts you have in maximum huge number? Personal, debtors and creditors particularly, because you sell goods not to one customer but several customers on credit. So if during the year you sell goods to, let us say, 200 different customers on credit, big business I am talking about, okay? And same way you may be buying goods on credit from several suppliers. Let us say you have 70-80 different suppliers from which you keep on buying the goods on credit. Now what will happen? Your main ledger book, in the main ledger book, you will have 150, 160 debtors account, different debtors account. All the various customers, let us say Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C and so on up there. 150, 160 ledger accounts. Then you'll have 70, 80 suppliers account. And then you'll have 10, 15 cash account, bank account, furniture account, machinery account, salary account, electric expense account. Very small in number. So what happens? The main ledger book is completely filled of which accounts? Debtors account and creditors account. Finding any other account in between becomes very difficult. And moreover, debtors and creditors also get mixed up. Like you see at Mr. P account, then you have to read it completely to identify is he a debtor or is he a creditor. And there are 180, 190 debtors, 70, 80 suppliers accounts, so it becomes very confusing who is the debtor and who is the creditor. And other accounts also lose the importance, other than debtors and creditors, because they are very few in number. So other than this 250 accounts, there will be hardly 20-30 other accounts which we make in the business. So what the business does is, instead of making one ledger book, they make 3 ledger books. They maintain multiple ledger book system. Understand this? Instead of maintaining one ledger book, they maintain multiple ledger books. How many ledger books? How many? 3 ledger books. One ledger book they will maintain for debtors, one ledger book they will maintain for creditors, and one ledger book they will maintain general. Means other than debtors and creditors, whichever account remains, they all will be maintained in general. So cash account, bank account, furniture, machinery, salary, goods, purchase, sales. Other than that, whatever account remains will be kept in general. Okay. So this is one ledger book, debtors ledger book. This is one ledger book, creditors ledger book. This is one more ledger book, general ledger book. Now the thing is that when you maintain 3 ledger books, then normally some transactions here will have both the effects in the same ledger book only. Like for example, salary paid. What is the general entry for salary paid? Salary to cash. Salary account also you keep in general ledger book. Cash account also you keep in general ledger book. So both the effects will be given in the same ledger book. But if you purchase goods on credit, what is the general entry? Purchase account debit to creditor account. Let us say purchase goods from Hinar. So what will be the entry? Purchase to Hinar. Now where are you going to make purchase account? General ledger book. But when are you going to make Hinar account, which is our creditor? Creditor's ledger book. So now in this journal entry, what will happen? One effect will go in creditor's ledger book, another effect will go in journal ledger book. So what we do is in debtor's ledger book we maintain all debtors accounts. In creditor's ledger book we maintain all creditors accounts, and all debtors and creditors accounts related items. One effect comes here and another effect goes in general, all accounts. Tell me any entry related to debtor. Rohan. any transaction and entry related to data. Goods sold to debtors. What is the journal entry? Debtors to sales. Let us say Pearl to sales. So where will you make Pearl account? Debtors ledger book. Where will you make sales account? General ledger. So one effect will go in debtors ledger and one effect will go in general ledger. Did you understand this? Any other transaction related to debtors? Okay, bills receivable drawn. What is the entry? Bills receivable account debit to debtor account. Let us say bills receivable drawn from Tapan. So bills receivable to Tapan. Where will you make bills receivable account? General ledger book. But Tapan account? Debtors. All the transactions related to debtors and creditors will have one effect only in these ledger books. The other effect will go in which ledger book? General ledger book. So what we do is to complete the double effect. To complete the double effect in the same ledger book. To complete the double effect in the same ledger book, we make one more account in debtors ledger book, general ledger adjustment account. And we complete the double effect by giving opposite effect, right? Just now we discussed what is the journal entry for goods sold to Pearl? Pearl to sales. So Pearl account you make in this book. Sales you'll be keeping here, you'll give the effect over here. Okay. Now how will we complete the double effect over here? In Pearl account, where will you be writing it? In Pearl account, where will you be writing it? Debit side to sales account. To complete its double effect, in general adjustment account we'll write on credit side by Pearl account. So two effects will get completed in the same book. Cash received from Pearl. What will be the entry? Cash to Pearl. To Pearl means in Pearl account we'll write on credit side. To complete its double effect I'll write in general ledger adjustment account on debit side. Did you understand this? Exactly same thing we do here also. To complete the double effect, same thing we do here. To complete the double effect, we make general ledger adjustment account. So, like for example, goods purchased on credit, what is the journal entry? Suppose goods purchased from Yash on credit, what is the entry? Purchase account debit to Yash account. To Yash account means in Yash account you write it on credit side. To complete its double effect, what will you do? In general adjustment, ledger adjustment account you write it on debit side. Payment made to creditor Abhimanyu, what will be the entry? Abhimanyu to cash, payment made. Abhimanyu is the receiver. So Abhimanyu account it will come on. Suppliers account, creditors account will come on debit side. Now what will you do to complete its double effect? In general ledger adjustment account you will write on credit side. Did you understand this? Now here we make all other ledger accounts. The problem is only with debtors and creditors transaction. Like I said, salary you pay, what is the journal entry? So salary also comes in general ledger book. Cash also comes in. Means both the effects are completed in the same ledger book. Okay, but which transactions have one effect in these books and one effect in general ledger? Transactions related to debtors and creditors. So what here we do is to complete the double effect. To complete double effect, we make two ledger accounts because we have the transactions related to debtors also and we have the transactions related to creditors also. In general ledger book, to complete the double effect, we give two ledger accounts. One is debtors ledger adjustment account and second is creditors ledger adjustment account. Like for example, let us see the same transactions. You sell goods to Pearl, what will the entry? Pearl to sales. Now Pearl you will be making here and you will complete its double effect also. Where will you be making sales account? In general ledger book. Where will you be making sales account? So where will you write in general ledger book in sales account? Credit side. Now to complete its double effect, you'll write it in debtors ledger adjustment account on debit side because it is a transaction related to debtor. And if you have purchased goods on credit, then what is the journal entry? Purchase to, let us say, Yash. Then in purchase account, where are we going to make? General ledger book. So where would you write it in purchase account? Debit side. Now to complete its double effect, what will you do? In creditors ledger adjustment account, you will write it on credit side. So generally, which transactions have one effect in these books and one effect in general ledger book? Transactions related to debtors and creditors. Because it has one effect in these book and another effect in general ledger book, what do we do to complete its double effect? In debtors ledger book, we make general ledger adjustment account and we give opposite effect here and complete the double effect. In creditors ledger book, we make general ledger adjustment account, we give the opposite effect here and complete the double effect. And in general ledger book, we need to make two ledger accounts, debtors ledger adjustment account and creditors ledger adjustment account. Okay. And whenever the transaction of debtors and creditors come there, double effects, if it is related to debtor, then the double effect will be completed by giving the opposite effect in debtors ledger adjustment account. And if the transaction is related to creditor, then the double effect will be completed by giving the opposite effect in creditors ledger adjustment account. Now what will happen? You will make three trial balances. One trial balance you will make in debtors ledger book, another trial balance you will make in creditors ledger book and another you will make in, and all the three will tally. Because did we complete the double effect by giving opposite effect here or not? Yes. So this trial balance will also tally, this will also tally and this will also tally. Because all the trial balances tally, all the ledgers balance in their own books. It is called self-balancing ledger system. Did you understand this portion, everyone? Okay, what is the concept of self-balancing ledger system? It is not one ledger book system, it is a multiple ledger book system. Instead of making one book, we make three books. And this is necessary in big businesses. Now no confusion will arise. If you want to know any information of any customer, debtor, then you will directly open which ledger book? Debtors ledger book. Directly in the alphabetical order, all the names and ledger accounts will be made. You'll see in which page the customer's account is there and you'll get it. Also, if you want to know about any creditors affairs, then directly you can see into the creditors ledger book. And any other account you want the details, then you see in general ledger book. So finding the things become very easy when you make multiple ledger system. Did everyone understand it? But there is one defect in this system. That debtors ledger will have single effect, creditors ledger will have single effect, and related account in general ledger will also have single effect. So to complete the double effects, in debtors ledger we make general ledger adjustment account, in creditors ledger we make general ledger adjustment account, and in general ledger book we make debtors ledger adjustment account as well as creditors ledger adjustment account. And then after making this, then you make trial balance of all the three books, it will tally. So it is called self-balancing ledger. Anyone having any doubt with this? So this is the actual concept. We will be remembering the things in more easier manner when we solve it, but this is the actual concept. So note it down, everyone. So everyone has understood the concept of self-balancing ledger? Now the shortcut method of solving the questions I'll explain you, so understand that. Anyone still writing this? 4 ledger accounts. 3 trial balance, one in debtors ledger book, one in creditors ledger book, and one in general ledger book. That these accounts all get set off with each other. So finally all those accounts get closed and final accounts we make only with the remaining accounts. Yes, now we attend to all of you how to make the journal entries and effects understand this. First of all, suppose we have sold goods on credit. Just understand it with this example. Then the journal entry will be debtors account debit to sales account. Okay, let us say 5,000. Now debtors account debit, where are you going to make debtors account? In the debtors ledger book. Okay. So in the debtors ledger book, to complete its double effect, what will you do? General ledger adjustment account you will credit. General ledger adjustment account you will credit. In which book? Debtors ledger book. Did everyone understand this? Where are you going to make sales account? Where are you going to make sales account? In the general ledger book. And in sales account you will write it on credit side. So what will you do to complete its double effect? In debtors ledger adjustment account you will write it on debit side. Debtors ledger adjustment account debit. In which book? General ledger book. Means what will be the journal entry now? We have to give in self-balance. This entry is already passed in the books of accounts. To make it self-balancing, these extra entries we pass at the end of the year. So now what entry we have to pass at the end of the year to complete the double effect and make it self-balancing? Debtor ledger adjustment account debit to general ledger adjustment account. I repeat it once again. We have sold goods on credit. So debtors account debit to sales. Debtors are the receiver and goods goes out. Where are you going to make debtors account? In debtors ledger book. And where are you going to write it in debtors ledger account? Debit side. So what will you do to complete its double effect? General ledger adjustment account, you will write it on credit side in the debtors ledger book. Further, where are you going to make sales account? In general ledger book. To sales means in sales account you are going to write it on credit side. So what will you do to complete its double effect? In debtors ledger adjustment account you will write it on the opposite side, debit side. Means debtors ledger adjustment account will debit in the general ledger book. So what journal entry at the end of the year we have to pass to make it self-balancing? Debtor ledger adjustment account debit to general ledger adjustment account. Now, this is so long procedure to get the entries. So shortcut. What is the normal entry? Debtors to sales. Debtors, make it debtor ledger adjustment account. Everything other than debtors and creditors, make it general ledger adjustment account. Forget that entry. Here what do we have? That will become debtor ledger adjustment account debit. And everything other than debtors and creditors will become general. So instead of to sales to general ledger adjustment account. Okay. Cash received from debtors. What is the entry? Cash account debit to debtors account. Cash will become general ledger adjustment account debit to debtors ledger adjustment account. Bad debts. Bad debts to debtors. Bad debts will become general ledger adjustment account debit to debtors ledger adjustment account. Discount allowed? Discount allowed to debtors. Why I am taking this chapter? There is one more reason. Just now in single entry system we already at the end practiced the workings of debtors and creditors. So it is very fresh that we have done the journal entries of debtors and creditors, bills receivable, bills payable also. And they are the majority entries you are going to have it here. So in continuation I am taking this chapter only. Which point I was discussing? Discount allowed to debtors. So discount is an expense, discount account debit to debtors. Now discount will become general ledger adjustment account debit to debtors ledger adjustment account. Did you understand this? Then bills receivable drawn. Bills receivable comes in, so bills receivable account debit to debtors. Now bills receivable will become general ledger adjustment account debit to debtors ledger adjustment account. That way you will pass all the entries. Okay. Purchase goods on credit. What is the entry? Purchase account debit to creditors account. Now purchase will become general ledger adjustment account to creditors ledger adjustment account. Purchase return, goods returned by creditors. Goods returned to creditors. Creditors account debit to purchase returns account. Creditors account debit will become creditors ledger adjustment account debit, and to purchase return will become to general ledger adjustment account. Okay, cash paid to creditors, amount paid to creditors. Creditors account debit to cash. So creditors account debit will become creditors ledger adjustment account debit to cash will become to general ledger adjustment account. Did you understand this? So practically we don't have to think at all in detail. And moreover, these journal entries also will not be passing, you'll be making the ledger accounts only. So when you make the ledger accounts, it will be all the more easier. You just need to remember the basic journal entries. Is everyone familiar with this? Anyone having any doubt in it? Now normally, the effect will be in general ledger adjustment account and debtors, like this one, first one. Or the effect would be in general ledger adjustment account and debtors. But there is one such transaction which will have effect in all the four, which is transfer, inter-transfer. Suppose we have done this in final accounts, that Mr. A is our debtor as well as creditor. Then whichever is the smaller amount, we used to minus from debtors as well as creditors. Means you transfer, suppose debtor, Mr. A is debtor with 10,000, creditor with 8,000. Then creditor account we will close. And we'll say he is our debtor with only 2,000. Now we have to collect from him only 2,000 because we have to collect 10,000. We also have to pay him 8,000. So now we will collect from him only 2,000. So what will happen? Creditor's account will be closed and transferred to debtor's account. Okay. So understand this. What will happen here? If Mr. A is a debtor as well as a creditor, then for transfers, whether you transfer creditor to debtor or debtor to creditor, entry will remain same. Both the accounts you have to close. What entry do you have to pass? Creditors you will reverse and debit. So creditors account with that 8,000 will get closed. Debtors you will reverse and credit. So 10,000 minus 8,000, what is still receivable? 2,000. So whether you transfer debtors to creditors or creditors to debtors, for both of them the journal entry is going to remain same. What journal entry will you pass? Creditors account debit to debtors account. Did everyone understand this? Now, how will this affect all the four ledger accounts? Creditors account, where are you going to make? So to complete its general effect, you will credit general ledger adjustment account. Okay. Where are you going to make debtors account? So to complete its double effect, you will debit general ledger adjustment account. And because these two accounts are affected, opposite effect will give in these two accounts also. So what four effects it will have, you remember it this way. Creditors account debit. So creditors ledger adjustment account you will debit, and this general ledger adjustment account which is maintained in, this will be in which book? Creditors ledger adjustment account will be in general ledger book. And this general ledger adjustment account which you maintain in creditors ledger book you will credit. Okay. This will be the effect for creditors. Same way for debtors. Debtors you credit. So what will be the journal entry? General ledger adjustment account debit to debtors ledger adjustment account. General ledger adjustment account you will debit which you keep in debtors ledger book. This account you will debit to complete the double effect. And debtors ledger account which you maintain in general ledger book you will credit. So four effects will be given, and it's very simple to remember the four effects. Debtors reverse and write on credit side. Creditors reverse and write on debit side. And general ledger accounts again write it on opposite sides. When we practically do it, it is going to be very simple. You just remember the effect of debtors and creditors. Debtors reverse and write on credit side, creditors reverse and write on debit side. And in general ledger adjustments account again we would write on respective opposite sides. Is everyone clear with it? So this shortcut I'll make you write in the notebook right now. And we'll see the various entries from the textbook today. Practical questions will start tomorrow. Write down as a note. To make self-balancing ledger, follow the below shortcut. Follow the below shortcut. First point. In normal journal entry, comma, if debtors account is affected, then post in debtor ledger adjustment account. Understood this? As I said right now, debtors debit, then you debit which account? Debtor ledger adjustment account. And in which book will you keep this debtor ledger adjustment account? You will keep that account in the general ledger book. Did you understand this? Second point, if creditors account is affected, if creditors account is affected, then post it in creditors ledger adjustment account. Where are you going to keep this creditors ledger adjustment account? General ledger book. Okay. And third point, if any other account is affected, if any other account is affected, switch off the mobile. If any other account is affected, comma, then post it in. Is any other account other than debtor and creditors you posted in? General ledger adjustment account. Okay, general ledger adjustment account. In which book? Either in debtors book or in? If it is related to debtors, then you post it in general ledger account, which is kept in debtors book. If it is related to creditors, then you post it in general ledger adjustment account, which is maintained in creditors ledger. Did everyone understand this? So let us discuss the various entries so that when you solve the questions, you are able to answer it. Look at page 108. Directly accounting entries at the bottom. One more thing. This introduction, do you see general ledger?
Yes.
In that, underline the last sentence, this is also known as nominal ledger. So in exams, if they ask you nominal ledger account, don't consider it out of syllabus. General ledger itself is also called as nominal ledger. In debtors ledger, underline at the end, it is also known as sales ledger or sold ledger. Debtors, we sell the goods. So debtors ledger book is also called sales ledger book because all the customers whom we have sold the goods will be obtained in that book. And creditors ledger, underline the last sentence, this is also known as purchase ledger or bought ledger. Okay. Now the journal entries below, we will just see the usual entry, ignore the self-balancing entry. Because when we solve the question, we will do it from normal entry only. As I discussed right now, the shortcut will be doing it that way. So ignore the last column, you just need to understand the normal journal entry. And try to remember them by the next lecture. So when we solve the question, there should not be any confusion with the journal entry. Means every time I am not going to discuss debit what comes in, credit what goes out. I will directly discuss the journal entry. So revise it properly. For credit sales, debtors are the receiver, debit the receiver, so debtors account, debit. Goods goes out, credit what goes out, so to sales account. Last point I already discussed, how do you get that entry? So I am not discussing that last column again. For cash or check receipt, cash comes in or bank is the receiver, debit the receiver, bank or cash account, debit. Debtor are the giver, credit the giver to debtors account. For discount or rebate allowed, discount is our expense, debit all expenses and losses, so discount account, debit to debtors account. For bad debts is our loss, debit all expenses and losses, so bad debts account, debit to debtors account. Bills receivable, generally people get confused, so mark it important. For bills receivable received, bills receivable comes in, debit what comes in, bills receivable account, debit, and debtors are the giver, credit the giver to debtors account. Return inward means sales return. So goods comes in, debit what? Comes in sales return account, debit. Debtors are the giver, credit the giver to debtors account. For bills or check, dishonor, for both of them, we will give the bills or check back to the debtors. So debtors are the receiver, debit the receiver, debtors account, debit. If bills are dishonored, then bills goes out, credit what goes out to bills receivable account. If check is dishonored, then bank is the giver, credit the giver to bank account. For interest charged, if the customers delay the payment, then we will charge interest on that. What is that interest for us? Income. We are charging interest for the late payment. So it is our income. Credit all incomes and gains. So debtors account you will debit and interest account you will credit because it is our income. Is everyone clear with it? By the way, if you remember, I told you a shortcut in the last chapter in debtors account. Credit sales and bills dishonored will come on debit side. Everything else would come on credit side. Now there's one more thing. Interest charged will come on debit side. Bills dishonored, credit sales and interest charged would come on debit side. Everything else would come on credit side. Okay. Accounting related to creditors. For credit purchase, goods comes in, debit what comes in. So purchase account, debit. Creditors are the giver, credit the giver to creditors account. Cash paid or check issued. Creditors are the receiver, debit the receiver, creditors account, debit. And cash goes out or bank is the giver, credit the giver to cash or bank account. Discount received is our income. Credit all incomes and gains. So discount you will credit and creditors account you will debit. Bills payable accepted. So now we are giving the bills to the creditors, accepting and returning it back. So creditors are the receiver, debit the receiver, creditors account, debit, and bills goes out, credit what goes out to bills payable account. Purchase returns. Now we are returning the goods to creditors. So creditors are the receiver, debit the receiver, creditors account, debit, goods goes out, credit what goes out to purchase return or return outward account. Bills or check issued dishonored. Now bills are dishonored, then you reverse that fourth entry. Bills payable to creditors, and if check is dishonored, then bank account debit to creditors account. Now interest charged by creditors, they charge interest from us for late payment. Then for us, what is that interest? So interest account debit to creditors account. Is everyone clear with this? Any confusion with these entries? Did you note down this transfer point? Just note down the transfer point. It will have 4 effects. Note down the point of transfers. It will have 4 effects. And one more note I'll make you write, then we'll wind up today. So tomorrow we'll start with the main questions directly. Now see here, few transactions will have no effect in these accounts because they don't affect debtors and creditors. Both the effects already come in general ledger book, for example, but you will give the effects by mistake. So understand it. Bad debt reserve. What is the entry? Profit and loss to bad debt reserve. So both the accounts come in general ledger only. It will have no effect in self-balancing system. Because bad debts we record, so bad debt reserve also students record by mistake. But bad debt reserve has no effect in debtors ledger book and has no effect in creditors ledger book. Both the effects are already given in general ledger book. So already it has completed the double effects. Okay, further, I'll make you write as a note, I'm discussing it first. Further, bills receivable honored on maturity. What is the entry? The debtor has paid the money of bills on maturity. Bills receivable honored on maturity. Yes? Cash to bills receivable. We are receiving the money, so cash comes in, debit what comes in, cash account debit, and bills now we will give back. So bills goes out, credit what goes out to bills receivable account. Where do you make cash account? Where do you make bills receivable account? Both the effects are completed. It has no effect on debtors and creditors. Bills receivable dishonor will have effect. Because then debtors to bills receivable. So one effect will come in debtors and one effect will come in general ledger now. But bills receivable honored will have no effect. Okay, which two things? Bad debt reserve, bills receivable honored. Same way bills payable honored also will have no effect. Bills payable to cash will be the general entry. Bad debts recovered. Cash to bad debts recovered. Cash comes in and bad debts recovered is our income, credit or incomes and gains. Where do you make cash account? General ledger. Where do you make bad debts recovered account? This will also have no effect. Both the effects are already completed. But these are the things where you get mistaken. That they may affect debtors and they may affect creditors. So which four things will have no effects? Bad debt reserve, bills receivable on it, bills payable on it, and bad debts recovered. If any new thing comes, I'll make you write in the note. But presently, I remember these four will have no effects. So write down as a note. Following transactions will have no effect under self-balancing system. First, bad debt reserve. Second, bills receivable honored. Third, bills payable honored. Fourth, bad debts recovered. Okay, any new things then we'll discuss in the coming lecture. Discount reserve will also have no effect. Like bad debt reserve, discount reserve will also have no effect. Is everyone clear with this? And remaining questions will solve tomorrow. So for today, no homework as of now.